excited? Excited?
I can't wait to go in. I put my hair up and then my shirt. Number what? See that one? Oh, I've seen it. Look at that one. I wanted to be Hayden Christensen, but I couldn't.
That's what I did.
What are you doing to my hair?
Which one?
The middle.
You don't know, do you?
The middle. Because I thought that was the top at first.
I just squeezed it.
I need
All right,
to
number
go
6
look
is
up.
going. Number 6 is going.
So
And
what, we're 8?
Number 5 I'm at.
So we are 7?
Yes, I told you.
Mommy, you're right. We are 7.
I thought Daddy just said 6 is going.
Vinny's in. What? They're going that way? I thought they were going that way. 6 is going. No? Yes.
And you know what? Me and my instructors, we were out at one of the local
And we're at the end of this one.
getting some wings.
That's why they're going that roller coaster. While I was on it, I said, I'm like, yeah.
Vinny's today. You can.
It's going to MegaCon, right?
You can't because it's already happening.
Daddy, guess what? Daddy, guess what? I can't wait till we get in there. And I also can't wait till tomorrow because it's Easter.
Why not today? Oh wait,
What do you
I
like
already.
most about Easter?
God, Jesus. It's when he
He's
rose.
alive.
Yeah.
You can actually drive up here on Saturday?
I might just stay.
That's a church answer, but it should be the right answer. So yeah.
I thought you go
Wow.
past our
Our road's moving. You got the dogs up.
Bye, Squad. I've been seeing you.
Moving.
Aren't you glad we don't have to stand anymore? Until we get in there,
Yeah.
then we have to stand and wait.
Wait for real? Oh yeah, yeah. Again.
Okay, cool.
Oh, nice. They,
Daddy, actually,
that's my stormtrooper.
It's really bad for these people.
You can stand. You can't stand. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think
Your turn
about
to
that.
call,
part.
trust me.
At some point. At some point.
And after the Funko booth, it'll be probably like 12:30. You know,
Yeah, I think
we'll see what happens.
That's nice.
All right, well, he's got the phone. Okay.
I've seen it, yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys go. Go ahead.
No.
Alex.
Wow.
All right, Mark. I'll see you in a bit.
All right, bud.
That gravy.
Three of us.
That's cool.
Alright, go stand out there. Go stand in front before people get there. Right here. With your lightsabers out.
And Darth Vader.
That is very good.
Well, check me. I was here 8 hours to set up everything here all the way down here. That's been a 6-year
Focus, I
You know, it's great to be back and be a part of it again.
And you're signing all weekend, right? How's your relationship?
The relationship with the films is still very much sort of very present in my life, and my life is still very Star Wars centric.
Absolutely. This is a beam. How old are you, sweetheart?
Truly prepared.
What?
And I saw it. And now
Much
we're
better
moving.
if you have
30%.
Turn your attention to the large screen behind me.
He defeated the Empire, as with it the Ewok. He destroyed the evil Queen Bath Order, as with it.
Wow, what a fantastic welcome. Thank you so much. How's everyone doing? How's your celebration been so far? Pretty good? You probably stood in line for most of it. Yeah, but you've enjoyed it, haven't you? What's that? You've enjoyed it? Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool. So how's it going? You got a question or do you need the bathroom? What's that? Where are the Ewoks? I'm an Ewok. That's right, yes, I was. Thank you for reminding me. Excellent. Good work. So, I see we've got some people on stage. Well, you are, yes, you are. You're inflated. How does it feel? Are you going to watch the entire show, sort of like this?
Most likely, yes.
Wow. I hope you don't feel deflated at the end. Okay, I'm Han Solo. Okay. And then you've got to do what he did. You remember? Here we go. This isn't great for the audience because I'm just a voice right now behind it. It's BB-8 here. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Oh, Java, you bad thing. I'm not going to do what you want. Yeah, there you go. Hang on, sorry. Anthony, what's wrong?
Well, just come here.
What's up?
Well, this is well, that was a really rubbish introduction.
Hang on,
this film's about you.
I had to warm them up a bit. Just wait a second. Shh. That was a proper introduction. All my other guests, I introduce them and they come out here all smiles and we get on with the show, but not you. No.
Get on with your.
What do you mean? What, you want a better introduction?
I want a better introduction.
All right, Mr. Golden Undies. I'll get you a better introduction. Unbelievable. So, fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I came prepared for his prima donna shenanigans, and I've written another introduction here for his lordship. So, hit it. I'll wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Wars fans and droids of all ages, it's my very, very special pleasure to introduce the one-of-a-kind actor behind the galaxy's most famous protocol droid. Please help me welcome to my stage, Anthony Daniels! Anthony, what's the matter with that? No. Sorry, it was not sarcastic. Well, what am I supposed to do? Thought Harrison Ford had arrived. There's a note in here from Anthony. Oh, I see. What, you want me to read this? He's written his own introduction now. Unbelievable. Okay, yeah. Do I have to do this, really? All right, okay. Hit it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations! You have demonstrated brilliant taste and superior intellect in attending what is sure to become the highlight of Celebration Orlando. Oh, brother. Prepare yourselves to witness more than just an average convention panel, more than just your ordinary run-of-the-mill fly-by-night, willy-nilly half-baked chat show. Somebody shoot me. Celebration Orlando, prepare to be more than just entertained. Prepare yourself to be showered with profound and lasting memories. Oh, please. And now, stand up. Yes, you heard him, get up. And welcome the man who has experienced 40 years with 3PO, Club, and sheer wildly. But please don't throw underwear. For the one and only, Anthony Daniels!
thought I was some sort of god. Of course, it's totally against my programming, but weren't you an Ewok?
Well, you know I was an Ewok. What are you on about?
You were an Ewok,
Yes.
yeah. Do you remember what the Ewoks did when I arrived? There was a gentleman here doing it. Where were you? Lights up, please. What did the Ewoks... Yes, sir, stand up. Stand up. What? Oh, everybody on your feet! Everybody on your feet!
No, I'm not having this. First of all, you demand a brilliant introduction. Then you get them doing all this.
You should be doing it.
No.
Wait a minute, wait. You need inspiration here. Oh, yes. Will you Thank you, Warwick. Thank you, Warwick.
I will not humiliate myself.
Yes, you will.
I will not.
You want to see him. Thank you, Warwick.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. And then... And now, everybody.
This is quite fun. This is quite fun. Oh, actually.
Yeah, get off my neck!
My word. Look at me, I've got Ewok hood hair now.
You're looking good. All that stuff at the beginning was
It was all about me.
It was all about you.
Kind of is, really, isn't it? But this is your show, Anthony.
I know.
And welcome to it.
Yes, thank you, Howard. This is for you. This is a bit of the true 3PO costume. Oh, yes. You can buy this on eBay tomorrow. That bit's for you. And you're going to be witnessed and signed and verified as the real thing.
You're going to be signing these for the rest of the celebration.
Signing them, yes.
That's lovely. What a lovely souvenir. Welcome to the show, Anthony.
Thank you very much.
It's lovely to have you back again. Isn't it great to see Anthony?
Thank you. Sincerely, thank you for the welcome. It was rather bigger than the welcome you gave Warwick, I noticed.
Yeah, but I didn't have to force the welcome out for him. I knew. Okay, so the last time you and I met was in London at Celebration in Europe there.
Yeah. Well, last year.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. You kind of hijacked my show on that occasion.
Well, I mean, you've got to try and make these things entertaining. Give somebody, I mean, you've got to wear things that are nice to look at. You know.
You look spectacular. Look, we've got a young lady over here in our best seats who's wearing a 3PO dress.
Actually, I saw you earlier. Would you stand up? Would you come in?
Oh.
You know that? That is so good. Good. Well, very, very nice. I feel very turned. 3PO would be thrilled to meet you. And everybody else, look at you. And
yeah, I wouldn't go near the others.
Are you okay? Yeah, you're okay. Okay. If you feel faint or anything, just fall on the floor. Okay.
It's not like they're short of air in there. There's loads of air.
Is there?
Yeah, they're all right for air.
Yeah. It's a great costume. More comfortable than mine, I think. There's no air in mine.
It was uncomfortable, was it?
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I did it for my art, for the fans. I was in agony. Oh yes.
The sacrifices you've made.
Oh.
So, Anthony, since we last saw each other, you've been pretty busy with 3PO, haven't you?
3PO really is a major, major part of my life, and there's all sorts of ongoing things with the cartoon series, the animations, as we call them, and of course the beloved Star Tours. Anybody been on Star Tours this week? Actually, I'm doing another panel today about Star Tours, so it's better than this one because Warwick's not in it.
Oh, they're turning.
Oh, yeah. It was a joke. A little joke. Oh, fickle. But oh, and you paid them.
These are my people here.
You bribed them to laugh at all your jokes, haven't you? Even though they've heard them many times. Yes.
Oh, they love
But the big news for me was very, very recently, actually, in Tokyo. They asked me to go to meet, to greet, to launch, if you will, the new All Nippon Airlines ANA C-3PO aeroplane. Look at that. I tell you, when I heard about all the planning and so on, and when I finally got there and we were inside a hangar, because it was going to be actually rolled out, it actually brought a tear to my eyes to see an image of 3PO, you know, something I love very much, so huge and so real and so of this world. It was a very moving experience. And then they explained to me that, I don't know if I can tell the story, because you know we have an R2-D2 plane and a BB-8 plane, and this one's been, obviously 3PO should have been first, but they had difficulty because the other character's kind of round or like that. 3PO is a human shape, so if you turn it into an aeroplane, it's kind of a bit weird. So Disney and Lucasfilm and Anna came up with elements of 3PO, and you can see his tummy thing there, the power flux coupler and all that. Underneath, you'll see the power pack and the earrings and so on, all around. And in fact, they asked me to tell some stories. And in seeing the aeroplane, I realized the power pack's underneath. And it was never comfortable in the 3PO costume, ever. And one day it was more uncomfortable than usual, and I was going, ow, ow, ow. It turned out that the battery pack, which is here and under the plane, that powered the eyes for 3PO, it was shorting out. And I was getting cooked. It wasn't a good experience. And there was immortalized on the plane, and there I am, in my other jacket.
Fantastic. I've got a question about this plane, though.
Yes.
It's slightly worrying. Does it have an on-off switch like 3PO does? I hope nobody flicks that accidentally.
They've got a little room at the back for you, specially. Actually, it's in the hold. But I'm hugely impressed, and it was a delight, and I was there to welcome the first people to get the inaugural flight the next day, and it was just wonderful. And they did, when you fly it, you will see my real signature, it's been verified, on the door as you go in.
Oh, that'd be reassuring as you're bored.
It's all about you, isn't it? We keep coming back to you. This is meant to be the Anthony Daniels. Look at that, that's very... Did you do that yourself?
I did indeed.
You got
I like to dabble with a bit of Photoshop. Now get any of the secrets from you, but just do tell us...
secrets of the last year?
Tell us what it's like
Don't you want it to be a surprise? Yell who wants it to be a surprise. Yell who wants to hear now. That's dreadful. You haven't waited.
So you've encouraged them now, you've whipped them into a frenzy, and now you're not going to tell us anything, are you?
Absolutely. I'm playing hard to get.
Okay, what was the lovely Ryan Johnson? What's he like to work?
Ryan Johnson is absolutely delightful. He's one of those directors who just listens very carefully to what you have to say. So I would go to him with my ideas, and he'd listen very carefully and say, nope. One of the great things about being on this whole setup of the new Star Wars films is that every single person on the set, whatever their role, whatever their job, has grown up over the last 40-something years as a Star Wars fan. So the atmosphere is just glorious. It's like coming home every morning and spending the whole day with friends who all have a common language of affection and love and enjoyment. So I would go, oh, I don't know what it's about, which actually was sort of true. But everybody, so finally we get to the premiere in LA, and nobody knew. And finally, towards the end of the film, there's R2 and 3PO, and the audience went absolutely crazy.
What do you think about that?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Because there's droids and there's droids, you know, and there's real droids. droids, and there's...
And then there's Anthony Daniels S323.
Yeah. I mean, it's the modern way, apparently, but it's not the way I was brought up. And as I've said elsewhere, some people are happy to go digital, really. I'm joking. Again. Actually, I loved him. I absolutely, don't tell Alan. I absolutely loved him. I wanted to speak more. I loved his attitude and the design, the art department with the eye things. I thought it was tremendously clever. And isn't it great that people really relate to droids? Not just C-3PO, but even the other ones. There's something that we like about seeing humanity in an object. And yes, I'm very glad. I hope it's not the end for KT-222, whatever the name is. I hope it'll come back in another form.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? As humans, we often sort of humanize objects, don't we?
Yeah.
And we've done that with all of the droids in Star Wars, haven't we?
I think it's called anthropomorphism.
Is it? That's what we've been talking about. And on Thursday we had that wonderful panel where we kind of reunited many of the original trilogy cast. And what was that like, Anthony?
It's kind of, one of the things you notice is that we're all getting older. Whatever the costume and makeup let us do, you can't get away with it in the end. And it was, one of the magical things was to have George there, really surrounded by so many of the people to whom he has given an extraordinary life, and I'm one of them. People say, well, what would you have done if it wasn't for Star Wars? And I have no idea. I have no idea where I'd be right now. So, thank you for that vote of confidence. Thank you so much. It's really kind. So, to see George there with almost like the father of everybody, because he invented all of this, was an extremely rare and magical moment.
Absolutely. And to top it all, Harrison arrived, to everyone's surprise, which was amazing.
You were so good to him. Do you know what he said? What did you say?
Well, I'd say it was amazing we were able to keep it a secret, considering we landed the plane on I-4.
And nobody laughed harder than Harrison.
He did laugh. Yeah, he did.
We've all got to... Can we club together to buy Harrison some bubble wrap or something, just to make sure he's okay, because we love him?
Absolutely, absolutely. No, we do indeed. Yeah, he was a little bit disappointed. He gave me that finger point that he does in movies.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was a great reunion. Of course, I forget to mention we had there was Ian and Hayden were there as well.
Oh yes.
So it was a great collection of saga actors.
Yeah. A bit from here, a bit from there, everywhere. Yeah,
it was fabulous. Now, most important question: if we're talking about 40 years and the kind of classic trilogy, I want to ask you, what was it like for you, sir, to work with an 11-year-old me? All those years ago.
It's back to you again, isn't it?
Well, I know.
Actually, it was incredibly irritating because you were small, you were cute, and you were funny, and you got all the attention.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Don't encourage him. This show is going to go on for hours if you go on. I don't encourage you. Because it was the only thing that was animated on your face was your tongue.
Absolutely.
And you're the only one who had it. The rest are all like strewn with these dead village of the damned eyes. Here you are. Oh, sorry, I'm not. Obviously not you. My apologies. Your eyes are lovely. And you are totally animated. There we are.
Well, actually, you mentioned that movement. Oh, we've got to see now. A scene together.
Oh, God.
This is
children and amateurs, right?
Okay, what have you got to ask me, Mr. Daniels?
Well,
hang on, whoa. Just welcome me to the show first and set it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can bear it, I present to you Warwick Davis.
Thank you very much. And have you got a title for the show as well? No, I'm not.
What?
You got a title for the show now. Long conversation with Star Wars legend Anthony Daniels. That's not right. That's not right. It's about me, this part.
Everything's about you. All right. Give me another slide. You're having too much fun, and we can fix that. What was your first memory? And think back, you can answer this for real, because you were a very impressionable 11-year-old child.
Well,
and finished you, of meeting C-3PO.
My first impression of meeting you as C-3PO? Well, when I first came face to face, actually I mean face to Dalton Codpiece, with C-3PO, I mean I was starstruck, honestly Anthony, I was absolutely starstruck. You were one of my heroes, honestly, and I was
I'm sorry, what?
You are...
I didn't hear, did anybody hear that? Sorry?
Sorry, it sticks in the throat a bit. You were one of my heroes.
Oh, I was one of his heroes!
But they do say you should never meet your heroes, don't they? But no, let me say this though, this is something I've never told before, but I remember I had a poster of C-3PO in my bedroom, right? And I used to look at it and be intrigued because, you know, around your middle you have the black bit with all the I feel a bit out of control when you're saying this week. Okay. Where are we?
There's more.
There's more. Oh, there's much more yet. There's much more. Yeah.
Like what, 3PO? Well, naked, if you'll pardon the expression. And he went on to explain, very gently, that many years ago, the little boy had to go away before he could put the parts on 3PO, the coverings. And 3PO has been left for 18 years, naked. 3PO, programmed for protocol and etiquette, standing all his wires to see. Do you know how much that hurt him? Do you know how sad and embarrassed that made him all those years? Yes, it was tragic. And then Padme goes, but wait a minute, there's a box of coverings right here. Oh my, I never noticed. 18 years? In the same room? Are you kidding me, George? Really? Joking. Again. And at the end of the scene, Padme lifted up the chest piece and put it on the puppet towards me. Actually, by this point, I wasn't wearing anything. I'll rephrase that. These are rumors. Me and Natalie naked is not truth, right? It never happened. This is how rumors start. Natalie Portman picked up the chess piece and pushed it towards me. Cut. Then we go off and we do something else, and then we come back. And now Natalie has 3PO's face. And she is coming towards me, and I'm wearing the eyes. Don Bees had made a rig with eyes. And Natalie is coming towards me, lining up the fridge magnets that were around my head. Because suddenly it went... And suddenly 3PO was complete. Mine. And in comes Baru and all that kind of thing, and everyone was so happy for 3PO, because he was himself at last. And then George looked at the footage and went, no. We have to go off and kill sand people. All of them? Yes, even the little ones. And, do you know, it was one of the... And it was cut out for timing reasons and so then I had to go back and redo everything that I'd already shot. wearing the brilliantly repainted gold suit, which was rusty. That was a paint job from Justin Dix. And we had to do everything again with me faking all the moves on green screen and so on. But I do regret it because it was a wonderful insight into an element of 3D's existence. And you know, sometimes these quieter moments in the films are just so lovely and very necessary in the bumpy ride of Space Spectacular. But I miss that scene.
Yeah, it was beautifully described there as well. We have a very vivid picture.
There was a moment again in episode 2, I think. Which one was that? Or was it episode 3? I can't remember. Anyway, I was welcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi to the most beautiful set of Padme Amidala's kind of boudoir dressing room with big floaty curtains and all that kind of thing. Little wind machines making the curtains riffle. And the set was very complicated floor design. It had wonderful curves on it. It was very, very elegant. And I had to welcome Obi-Wan Kenobi at a very, very serious time. I think the Jedi Temple over there was smoking, it was on fire, destruction had happened. And Padme was distraught. Her husband gone to the dark side. Sorry, was that a spoiler? No. You're so innocent. And they come, and they're having a very serious discussion. And I remember the camera, I think it was here, it was up there, and I had welcomed Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then I'm kind of getting out of the scene, and I have no idea, I've forgotten to say where is the edge of frame, as in when don't you see me? So, to be sure, I kept going. And they were acting away, being very, very sad, very, very sad. And suddenly, one of the curvy bits of the flooring hit my foot, or vice versa, and I ended up like this.
Well, Anthony, we've actually got this clip that we can show you.
Wait. Okay, all right, you're so bad. You told me you destroyed the negatives. You told me. Okay, I'm guessing what you're about to see, but what I heard... by the way, I'm hanging out of a window about 40 feet up. And there are people running to rescue me. And I'm thinking, I'm doing like a major press-up to stop myself falling, you know. And there is a pause, and then I hear Ewan McGregor's voice going, "Are you all right, Anthony?" And I thought how lovely that he cared. He was worried about me in the middle of this tragic scene. And I thought, there's a fellow actor really caring, and Natalie too. Until I saw, when I was in the dubbing theatre the next day, the footage they actually shot. Behold and be ashamed of my actors.
There was a tragic scene the other day. Tragic. There is Obi-Wan Kenobi. 3PO is quietly trotting off at a distance. Now it's their close-up, and they're talking very seriously. And suddenly, I had fallen over the end of the step and that was sitting in there. It was now doing the most amazing press-up on the window, not to dive over the entire ledge. So there, looking as 3PO was gobbling up.
I think it's strong enough.
Here we go. Where's dignity? Okay, fair enough. Where's dignity? That was a mean trick, and I will get you back.
Thank you for that.
Because it's about a serious little story about a hero who struggles against all sorts of things. A hero with a red eye. And it's a tragic of respect and Is that you? What? Warren! Did you do this? How dare you? This is all about you. You keep turning it into a boy. show. Well, I was going to read you this now.
You said a hero with a red arm.
No, yeah, you took it literally. I was going to read it.
Okay, we'll start again. We'll pretend that never happened. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Well, it is a rather moving chapter in the saga. It's a tale of terror and destruction, of honor and respect, of heroism and self-sacrifice. It is the story of the Phantom Limb. C-3PO and several other Resistance droids crash land on an unknown and inhospitable planet. Each droid has its own particular skill and personality. PZ-99 security, VL-44 security, 2 medical, C-034 construction, C-3PO, an elegant and highly intelligent droid programmed for protocol and etiquette who combines high-level social and intellectual abilities with a deep sensitivity rarely seen in a droid before. And with them, another robot, an enemy machine called Omri, a captured First-Order droid whose memory banks hold information vital to the well-being of Admiral Akbar. Whichever side they're on, now they must all work as a team to find a homing beacon that will help them escape this dreadful place. They face many torments on the way, but gradually 3PO and Omri begin to bond as the
Anthony, you've been working together for on Star Tours since the beginning.
Yep.
You can tell, right?
Yep. I had long black hair at the time, and it's been so long that it's turned me grey.
And he turned mine grey.
There you go.
Well, take us back to the very beginning, because you were there right in the mid-'80s, right at the beginning with George Lucas, looking at Star Tours at Imagineering, because the visuals are so incredible, the story, everything, the creative is just really the best. You sweat the details.
What I was doing at the time, that I ended up in your office, we'd never met, and you were on your side of the desk. And you said, so here's the story of Star Wars, or Star Tours, not that kind of thing. And I promise you that you are such a wonderful storyteller that as you went, and then you did all the action, all the shots and all that kind of thing, you made it so live for me. You know, you didn't need the ride, you were a master at telling that story. And then, would I be part of the pre-show, as you can see there, standing up on the gantry. And so at some point I came to Flower Boulevard.
Flower Street, yeah.
Flower Street, yeah. And they had a camera and a sound.
And then he just
looked away again.
Did he recognize you?
He vaguely thought he knew who I was, but you know, he had better things to do. And you explained that it was many, much more digital.
How did you approach this? How did you approach this?
Thank you. It's actually really interesting, and actually working with Chris and Asa and John Lorena, it's been really fun because I approached this as just another film. And we designed it like that because it has to be as expansive as that. One of the great things about working on a film is that you're creating.
There are a couple of those moments growing up that you just always remember. And for me, one of those was going to see Star Wars in the theaters for the very first time. It took me on a journey to a world that felt so different and so unique from anything I had seen before.
The very first kind of movies that I and a lot of the people in my generation were making in our heads as kids was in that world of Star Wars. We were using X-Wings, we were using action figures. That was the way that I was making movies in my head when I was a kid.
Wouldn't it be great just to walk into the cantina or one of these experiences or just sit on the Millennium Falcon? Wouldn't that be great? And now this generation of kids is going to get to have it.
One of the things I'm most excited about is inviting our guests into that Star Wars universe. Being able to see it in person and to touch it and to smell it and taste it and kind of live that amazing Star Wars experience for themselves.
It's all the things that you've always wanted to do watching the movie that you've we've never had a chance to do. Having this attraction will allow guests to really immerse themselves and feel as if they are really truly visiting Star Wars.
Our goal as we set out on this journey was to create a place that was so authentic, so real, that when our guests step inside, they're there. They're in the movie. And to do this, we had to partner with Lucasfilm, partner with the team that's bringing these films to life. And together, Walt Disney Imagineering and Lucasfilm are crafting a place that's just going to amaze our guests, a place that they've just never seen before.
That we care a lot about making sure that the experience that people have in the parks feels like an immersion into the story of Star Wars and feels like an immersion into the place that we all recognize as Star Wars, even down to every little detail.
One of the areas that we're paying particular close attention to is the story. We're creating a place that is an extension of the Star Wars universe, not a recreation of an experience that you might have seen on screen, but something totally brand new.
There will be things in there that feel very familiar, things in there that they've always wanted to see. But yet on top of that, we're also designing and creating new experiences so that it will really enhance what the Star Wars universe is.
You walk in there and everything from just being in the environment to having random characters that you actually interact with, everything about it is just about total immersion.
So it's very early in our development and the teams are working hard. We're not quite ready to announce all the details yet of the whole project, but when we do, I'm hopeful that you'll feel as excited about what this team is working on as I am.
When Bob Iger first mentioned that Parks and Resorts were working on a Star Wars idea or concept, he used the word ambitious. This project is the most ambitious project I've ever seen in the history of Walt Disney Imagineering. That it is on a scale that is unprecedented.
I don't think that anyone can imagine the level of love and the level of thoughtfulness that has gone into this. And I think people are going to be so amazed. It's going to feel so real. I think it's going to be incredible.
Cards and I'm gonna open them on YouTube in the car, hopefully.